Alright, what's up Dreamer Tribe, what's up world? I am Bianca, and for today I just want to share my speed run for one of the highly anticipated games I have for this year, which is Resident Evil 3, the remake for the PlayStation 4. So I've actually been meaning to play this game for a long time, ever since its launch actually, but considering that, you know, everyone wasn't as thrilled with this game after it came out, with so many things they were upset about, like how short the game was, how certain locations were completely scrapped from the original to this remake. I decided instead to just wait for it to go to like a super sale or something. But thankfully, I managed to find someone who lent me this copy of theirs for, you know, this game, and I managed to play this. It's actually the reason why I haven't been able to upload any content regarding or related to Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. No, you know, apart from being busy and being like swamped with a lot of books that I wanted to finish and read, and you know, playing this game, I actually managed to finish, you know, playing this game for 5 playthroughs. The first time I finished it, it took me around 6 hours and 35 minutes because I went on ahead and explored every single inch of every single one of the locations present in this game, because I wanted to obtain as many trophies or achievements for this game as I possibly could. And then yesterday I decided to give speedrunning for this game a try, because it's something that I actually managed to do apart from platinuming, you know, Resident Evil 2, the remake. So yeah, I wanted to see if I could do the same thing here, and the first time I tried to speedrun the game, I got around 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that, and I decided to keep replaying the game just to see how quickly I could finish it. So yeah, 4 playthroughs yesterday, and I managed to net, you know, the time that we have on this playthrough that I decided to share with you guys. Now, I actually wanted to play this game during a live stream, but I decided against it. I also thought about doing this, you know, playing the game and recording myself as I play it, like a legit let's play, but I also decided against that. And the reason for that is because I have a hard time like talking when I play games of the horror slash survival genre. So what I did instead is that I played the entire game, you know, I did a speed run without any commentaries, and the commentaries that you guys will be hearing in this video, they were actually added during the post-editing of, well, this video. So yeah, that's something that I have to say as a, you know, sort of a disclaimer for you guys who would want to watch, you know, my speed runs. Yeah, it took me 1 hour and 35 minutes to complete one playthrough of this game, you know, without much backtracking, because I really was aiming for that trophy that required you to play or to finish the game in less than 2 hours. But anyways, enough yapping and more on the actual content of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so let's start a new game. And I'm gonna be choosing assisted mode because I feel like it's the easiest mode, difficulty setting, that you can possibly play a speed run of. I know a lot of people are playing it on a much difficult quality level, and I applaud them for that. Also, we're skipping through all of the cutscenes in this game because we want to save as much time as we can, so we're trying to shave off all the unnecessary bits. So if you came here for the story, I'm sorry, but you would have to go find another video because I won't be showing any of them, and I won't also be collecting any of, you know, the collectibles in this game or shooting any of those doll things that are present, you know, part of the collectibles, because I've already done that during my 6-hour playthrough a day before.
Who could that be? What the hell is that thing?
One thing I have to say, I do not like what they did with Nemesis in this game. I prefer the old version of Nemesis, and I feel like I'm not the only one who thinks that. But, you know, there's really... It doesn't feel like, you know, it's not that scary, I should say. This game, even when you're being chased by Nemesis, at least in the assisted mode, you don't really feel like you should be, you know, frightened, or there's not much suspense. Granted, there are moments where, you know, your heart rate does go up, but like for instance in this level, I haven't played a playthrough where Nemesis actually got to us, so I'm not sure if it's scripted or what, but to be fair, I didn't attempt to play this game in anything higher than the standard difficulty.
How did this all happen so fast?
I don't know. One fucked up thing.
So yeah, I really like what they did with the posters right at the cinema over there. But at this point, we're still not allowed to run, so we're really, you know, walking at a crawling pace.
I could be dreaming. How could this many people be infected?
So yeah, not gonna bother with those. We don't even have a gun yet.
I'm sorry, Brad.
Not gonna bother with that either. Another thing is that I have unlocked at this point, you know, after so many playthroughs of this game, I have unlocked like the unlimited ammo handgun as well as the assault rifle. So just for the sake of making this a speed run, I'll be making use of the assault rifle.
Parking garage. Got it.
But for the moment, we're using the one that you get from playing on assisted difficulty. Now, if you play this game on a much higher difficulty, you won't get that free assault rifle.
The parking garage isn't far. I can
The
take
only
it.
safe place is in here.
Also, apart from that occasional jump scare, I think what really makes this game sort of fall into the horror genre, apart from also the zombies and the being chased, is the atmosphere and the soundtrack that goes along with it. But if you're expecting sort of like that heart-pounding game, then I personally think Resident Evil 2 is, you know, a much better choice. Like, I prefer Resident Evil 2, the remake, than this remake of 3.
Come on. Start, damn it! It's my turn, bitch!
Now, you can actually die in this particular scenario if you don't press and hold R2. That's something I actually learned the hard way because I was distracted during one of my playthroughs and I ended up dying. But yeah, I really do not like how Nemesis looks in this one.
I think we're in the clear. Oh, come on. Who's the dipshit that closed this? Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
One of the troubles that I find when doing a speedrun are moments like this when you actually have to wait for an NPC character to finish whatever dialogue or
You like that in a man?
whatever action they are programmed to do, like opening a door. Because I find that that eats a lot of time. Like, we can really just run through this hallway, but you know, it doesn't change anything because we still have to wait for Carlos to get to the bottom of this, you know, staircase and open the door for us.
Umbrella. Oh my god. Your company is responsible for infecting everyone.
Yeah. I don't know anything about all that.
We can't really skip this part.
You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming? Come on, it's this way.
But yeah, I really like Jill's voice this time around, although, you know, if you compare it to the original, that's an easy thing to say and point out.
Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
I'm just passing through the collectibles at this point.
You topside yet?
Working on it. So what's the plan?
The old tanks got me clearing the tracks. You mind getting the subway infrastructure back online?
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast.
Also, since I have already obtained the trophy for not using any medicinal items or not opening the store box, I'm just gonna go and collect as many healing items as I could and open, you know, the store box without any problem. So yeah, I'm placing all of our items, the things that we won't need, and getting that unlimited assault rifle. It's not as strong as, you know, the ones that you actually get from not unlocking anything from the shop, but unlimited ammo beats that, you know. I prefer not to have to worry about the ammo when I'm playing this game and doing a speedrun. I don't really care much about people saying that, but then it's not challenging. Like, I've played this for like
Carlos,
5 times prior to this. I think I'm through with the challenging part. I've challenged myself enough. Also, we can just, like, use the red oil barrel, but, you know, I need the assault rifle kills for the points that we can use in the shop, so I didn't use it. Also, I found that it's much faster to take this route than go through the donut shop, even though... just making sure. Even though there are items we can obtain from... or in the donut shop, rather. So the whole point of this is to get the fire hose in this building. Now, I really would just like to make sure that the zombie is dead. So the things that I'm I will be doing, or I did rather, in this speedrun are things that I've found out on my own after those 5 playthroughs. Now I don't know if this is the optimal way to do things, but it worked for me, so there's that.
Gotta put this out. Is someone in here?
So I know that these zogs are gonna be coming down here. The first time I actually played this, I had my health cut in half because I was just using the handgun. I wanted to save the ammo for the assault rifle. I did manage to get the trophy for not using any health items during that run though. That was a pretty difficult run to make because right off the bat, I only have half a life available for me to use throughout the entire game. So I'm not, you know, I wasn't able to completely get all of the
Smells like
pouch upgrades in this run because as soon as I got the lockpick, I went straight, you know, through the gate and didn't bother to backtrack, which we could have done, but again, this is a speed run and we're trying to save as much time as we can.
gross.
Also, I found that this is the quickest route to take when trying to get all of the fuse box working. I think that's what we're trying to flip here, or the batteries working.
Here we go.
I found that this is the quickest route. Oh yeah, circuit breakers. That's what we're trying to operate. I have no idea what those were, but I just flipped them because that's what the game needed. Just making sure there are no spiders around. But we kind of missed this one because it came crawling from somewhere else.
Come on!
I almost didn't notice that.
Done. Time to get the hell out of here. Okay. All that leaves is the main power switch.
Alright, next up, what we'll have to
Carlos,
do
it's Jill. I've
is
restored power to the subway.
Nice
we'll
going.
get to
Next up is
the
traffic control
subway
system.
company
Should be in
office
the
so that we
company's
can,
offices.
make use of the traffic control
All I can tell
system.
you is that it's somewhere in the area.
You don't even know what building? That's helpful.
Thanks,
Which
partner.
is easier said than
Not your
done.
partner. Are you shitting me?
Okay, I would just like to say that even though I managed to do that perfect dodge, I'm not really good with dodging in this game. Like, I couldn't
Run!
accurately tell when I should press R1 to dodge, so most of the time I just get lucky. And also because sometimes, even though I think I will do a perfect dodge, the game would like to say otherwise. Now, the reason why I didn't bother climbing the ladder to the shortcut like we did before was that because I knew that if we go towards that, then Nemesis would come like jumping right in front of us and stopping us from taking that route. Also, what I've come to learn is that even though there's a safe room there at the donut shop, if Nemesis follows you inside, you can get trapped.
I think this might be the building.
That's something that I've also learned the hard way. And since we have the bolt cutters, we can cut this and get ourselves a shotgun, which is really useful for the upcoming sections in this game.
Carlos, I'm in the control room. Now what?
Nice. Now you gotta plot out a route.
Okay, give me a sec. Alright, where are we headed?
The train is stopped at Redstone Street. We need to reach Fox Park Station.
And since, again, I've played this like
Hey,
this is my 6th time playing this game, I don't really know the solution to the quote-unquote puzzles.
Carlos,
They're
it's me. I finished
scattered
emptying the subway.
in this remake.
Jill, you are amazing. Tough as nails, too.
That's actually one of the things that I didn't like about this remake, is that there are so few puzzles compared to the original. Like, you didn't really have to backtrack in this version of the game, but in the original I remember like having mini panic attacks because I would have to traverse this area where I know that Nemesis sometimes spawn in, but I don't have a choice because it's the only way I could get the item needed to complete, the puzzle that I was working on. Also in this remake, if you sort of memorized where Nemesis spawns at, then you will save yourself from all of those jump scares that are associated with him. It's the reason why I believe 2 is a much scarier remake than 3. See, like that. Even though I feel like I could have... that should have been like a dodge. Manageable dodge. It wasn't. And also, I hate that Nemesis has that particular attack where he just drags you back closer to him. That's just cheap. At this point, I was a little bit impatient to get under this, you know, and complete that section. Which is why I ended up making quite a few mistakes. And also, if you manage to get all of the jewels, you can get one of the pouch upgrades from that quote-unquote puzzle. But again, since this is a speedrun, I didn't bother to collect all of them, even though it could have been pretty easy to do so.
Come on, you creepy-ass stalker! You want stars? I'll give you stars!
Okay, that line is one of Jill's most iconic line, if not the most iconic line for her character. And I feel that it was wasted having, you know, used that right at the beginning of the game. Like, if they could have used that instead at the end, like how the original did it, and just use what was used at the end, right, you know, where they use you want stars, I'll give you stars line here in this remake, then that would have been much better. Instead, they opted to use it, you know, at that point where Jill didn't really have to say that line.
Carlos, do you copy? Carlos! Oh, shit. Oh, I need to find another way out. A map of the area.
Another thing I didn't like about this remake is that you would have to manually discard the key items that you no longer need, instead of how they did in Resident Evil 2, you know, the remake, where they tell you that you no longer need this item after you use it for the final time, and then ask you to whether or not you want to discard it. Here you would actually have to open your item menu, and you won't really know that you no longer need the item unless you see that there's the trash icon right at the bottom of it. And that just eats up time that could have been saved if they would have just told you right after using it for the final time that you no longer need it.
What the fuck was that?
So yeah, we took this route because of the weapon that we can get here. The grenade launcher, which is a lifesaver against Nemesis. I hate this enemy even more than I do Nemesis, because even if you have a full health and you end up accidentally getting too close to that particular enemy, then it could spell game over for you. Item management right here. I didn't want to discard any items if I could. But if I have to, then that would have to be the herbs. So that enemy was the reason why I wasn't running as we went up the stairs. Because I knew that that enemy was gonna spawn right there. Another pouch upgrade.
Carlos, can you hear me now?
Jill. Oh, thank God. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm alive. I lost him.
Great. The subway's ready to go. We'll leave as soon as you make it back.
So another chase scene right here. There are a lot of these in this game.
It can use weapons?
But you don't really feel like, you know, you're in danger during these scenes. At least personally, I didn't.
I gotta get out. Quick.
And really, I'm not really a fan of like horror games or horror, you know, in general, but truth be told, I found this game a little on the boring side compared again to Resident Evil 2, because it felt more like an action game than an actual survival horror game. But that's just me, you know, that's just me. I don't know if others felt the same way about this game as I did. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. And I remember being frightened by the original game when I played it back when I was in 6th grade, I think, or first year in high school. Back when I played the original on the PlayStation. But yeah, this remake didn't hold that same kind of feeling for me as I was playing it.
All right, let's do this. Maybe I can hit the building. Oh, it's still kicking?
And that is like the
Carlos?
quickest
It's Jill.
battle I have with Nemesis
Loud and clear.
ever. You know, even in this entire
Bastard
speedrun playthrough.
Good. Fuck 'em. What were you thinking? Turning yourself into bait. You could have been killed.
stuck. Don't start. I did what I had to.
I know. And thanks. The subway's ready to go. Hurry back.
So yeah, this is one of those familiar locations if you've played the remake of Resident Evil 2. And if you played the remake, then you would also know what happens in this shop and in that character
To the station, take that service
that we just encountered.
shop, okay?
I'm not gonna spoil what that is, just in case you're planning on playing it. So yeah, another chase scene. Told you guys this game has plenty of that. I really would have preferred if I managed to play this when it came out. But at the same time, I'm glad I didn't fork money, you know, to play this. Like, I didn't buy my own copy of this because, you know, for a full price game that you can just finish in less than 2 hours, I don't think that's a good buy, even though this game sort of screams nostalgia for me. Because Resident Evil 3 is the first Resident Evil game that I've ever played, and also the first Resident Evil game that I ever managed to finish. So, you know, this title actually is pretty important, should I say, important for me. Like, it holds that special place in my memory. And it sucks that this remake didn't really capture what it was that I loved about the original, and also what it was that frightened me from the original, or in the original. That was actually a lucky dodge. You know, as I was playing this game, I couldn't believe, or as I was playing this speedrun, I couldn't believe that I actually managed to pull that off.
Carlos, I know we didn't get off to a great start, but thanks for the save.
Hey, you saved my ass first. You're a hell of a lot braver than me.
Please move, Carlos.
Well, what matters is that we can get everyone out of the city now.
Yeah. Hey, you'll be safe.
What about you?
From the sound of it, I won't be catching the train.
Why not?
No, there'll be new orders. If it means I can help save the city, it's fine by me.
So yeah, this is actually the end of downtown Raccoon level, as well as, you know, everything that encompassed the first act of this game. So as you can see, it's really, really short. Yeah, next up, we'll be controlling Carlos. And the very same location where a majority of Resident Evil 2 happened.
Come get some!
And I was really excited, you know, to get to this part of the game because I know that this is the level where we finally learned, you know, how it was that hole in the wall in one of the rooms, I think it was a shower room, in this, you know, level, how that came to be, you know, from Resident Evil 2, because this scenario actually happens prior to Claire and Leon arriving. So I wanted to know, how did, you know, that wall end up getting a giant hole in it? And that was answered
Take a look at this.
by this game.
Located the STAAAAARS office. Remember, Bard had access to Umbrella's darkest secrets. He knows we'll try to keep him under our thumbs.
So this search and rescue mission is really more like find and detain. Right. Good to know.
I'll open the shutter so you can get through.
You stay here and find out what's been going on here at the station.
Call you if I find anything. Hey! Be careful.
Yeah. You too, man. What the hell was that thing? Couldn't have been a zombie. Here we go.
I'll be honest, I actually, jumped from my seat even as I was playing this for the 6th time. That
Copy. There's something really
part
nasty
always
in here.
gets to me.
I don't know what it is.
Or gets me.
Nasty. All right. I'll take a look with the cameras. Watch your 6.
If I had to be paying attention to how much ammo I have, that would have been such a big mistake to do. But at this point, I was pretty much trigger happy because I have unlimited ammo. And also because I needed those kills using an assault rifle.
Shooting cops.
So yeah, this level is actually pretty short overall.
Copy that.
We don't really explore much of the police department. And it feels sort of disappointing, because I wanted to see what this place looked like prior to Claire and Leon arriving. But the devs obviously had a different plan. And yeah, the reason why
Guess we'll be doing this
there's a giant hole, much to my disappointment, is because Carlos blew that wall up. I actually thought that it would be something more interesting and scary and exciting, like one of, those giant mutated things, whatever monster Resident Evil games could cook up, or even, Nemesis, for whatever reason, would be the cause of that giant hole. But instead, nope, It's just Carlos blowing the wall up. Blowing the wall up. And that was really, really disappointing for me. And I also hate these lickers, these enemies, I think that's what they're called. I hated them in the Resident Evil 2 remake, and I still hate them in this game. And I also keep forgetting to press the X button to return back, you know, to this panel.
Come to Papa. My... And now...
So yeah, this game feels more like it has fetch quests than puzzles, which are something of a staple for the original Resident Evil games.
Copy that.
And again, that's something that I liked about the original, their puzzles. Yeah, that's how the hole in the wall came to be.
One at a time, take a number.
Again, I just don't care if I'm missing the enemies at this point because unlimited ammo, baby.
Sucks to be popular. This asshole again.
That's what happens when you already know when an enemy is coming.
This'll take some time. Look around, see if you can find anything useful.
And that basically is the end for, you know, the police department stage. It's really, really short. So now we're going to go back to Jill.
Am I the only one who made it? Carlos? Come in. Carlos? Damn it. I guess I'm out of range.
we'll be having another fight against Nemesis. And since I was hurrying along, I kind of forgot about these enemies right here. And I thought I could give them the slip, but then I decided that, oh yeah, I needed those kills, so I went ahead and just killed them.
Fucker's still alive. I can't stay here.
See, I found that this is like one of the hardest fights against Nemesis. You know, the actual fight against Nemesis. Because even though I know how to beat him, the fact that I wasn't able to explore the areas that we've been and get as many, you know, ammunition as I possibly could for the grenade launcher, that didn't help to make this fight easier. I know there are ammo scattered around in this arena where we're fighting Nemesis, but during fights like these, I'm more focused on keeping my eye on where he is rather than, you know, looking for where. Also, that was dumb. That was like the dumbest move you can possibly make during this quote-unquote boss fight. But yeah. I had to resort to using any other of my weapons because I ran out of ammo and I was too focused on following Nemesis movements that I really didn't bother to scavenge for ammo, you know, scattered around. So this ended up being a much longer fight than it actually should have been. Also, because I suck at doing those dodges and evading his attacks, so I made it much more difficult for myself.
I need to stop it in its tracks.
At this point, I just wanted to find ammunition for my grenade launcher. Because I knew that the fight was getting much too long. And it's ruining my speedrun. But yeah, thankfully you managed to complete that brutally long fight.
Come on, you're gonna crap out on me now?
And of course, now I find, you know, the ammo that I need. I was basically torn between finding ammo and, you know, stocking up and being mindful of the time. Because again, this is a speed run. And I didn't want to take much longer than I should. So yeah, we're back to controlling Carlos, and this time we're now at the hospital, which is like the second to the last area in the game, which really speaks volumes on how short this game is. And I kind of forgot to skip, you know, this cutscene much earlier, so again,
I promise.
that ate up some of our time.
Tyrell, where's Bard now?
Gotta be the lab in the back. Stay frosty, I'm on my way.
Copy. I'll go on ahead. I don't got time for this!
Welcome to the office of Dr.
I
Nathaniel
almost forgot about the tape player.
Bard. Please state your business clearly into the intercom.
So here's the thing, in this particular room, that zombie over there, that always manages to surprise me, even after like 5 playthroughs, like up until this one, this speedrun, that zombie always managed to get a drop on me, so I just decided to just make it eat lead this time around before I try to get close to it. But then I realized I didn't really have to, because the only reason I was getting close to it in the first place was because I was trying to get the ammo from the crate right next to the bed where the zombie was. And since I have an unlimited ammo assault rifle, I didn't really need to get that ammo, so you know, I didn't really need to kill that zombie as well. Now the thing with these, what do you call this? These unlimited ammo weapons is that we can't use upgrades on it. We can't customize it like the other non-unlimited ammo that we can find in this game. And that makes it so that the base damage and the accuracy of the weapon, it's subpar when you compare it to, you know, the normal weapons in this game. But again, the fact that we have unlimited ammo, I feel trumps that part. So I just kept on using the unlimited ammo weapons through the majority of this game unless I really had to use the other weapons. Like for when I'm dealing with some of the enemies in this game. But yeah, they were hoping for a little bit of scare factor for that zombie or dead body in a locker trope that they did. Which I feel, if I'm not mistaken, is sort of a rehash from Resident Evil 2 because they did that on Resident Evil 2 as well.
Jesus Christ!
Just making sure that they're really dead. Now, I didn't really have to explore this part of, you know, this room, but I was looking for hand grenades because I know that I was going to need them if I wanted to make things easier for me in the next couple of minutes. So yeah, I had to go inside that room. I'm really all about making sure that the zombies are dead and that they'll stay dead. And I also kept forgetting that Carlos doesn't so much as dodge as he does that shove thing. And I only realized belatedly that, you know, I should be making use of that and stop thinking of him as though I'm controlling Jill, because it's only Jill who can actually dodge out of the way of attacks, and Carlos is more like getting into enemies' faces. And the reason I took this route instead of using the shortcut we opened before is because I thought about this safe, and I momentarily forgot that this didn't have the pouch upgrade that I was hoping it had. and that the upgrade it actually did have is something that I can't really use with the weapon that I choose to use, you know, for this speedrun. And also I didn't really need to go down this little connecting path. I could have just went left and just jumped, you know, right through this window without having to deal with that enemy. But then again, that's another kill added to, you know, my counter, which I needed to have a lot of if I wanted to purchase some more, you know, upgrades.
All I wanted to know was what the documents were doing in your office in the first place.
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard.
Again, I'm looking for hand grenades because I just used up all of mine.
Bard. Tyrell. Bard's dead. He's been shot.
Shit. And the vaccine?
I'm looking.
Well, look harder. There's gotta be a computer, right?
Is it here? All right, Joe. Hang tight. T, I got it.
Good. I'm headed your way.
Be careful.
Careful. Have you seen this town? It'll be a fucking miracle if I get there in one piece.
See, this is the moment where I realized, hey, I should make use of, you know, Carlos shoving motion / action to deal with these enemies. Which again, I should probably have realized sooner. After all, you know, realizing that on your 6th playthrough is just kind of sad. But yeah, I still kept forgetting that Carlos really couldn't dodge to literally save his life.
You're gonna be okay, Joe. Better grab some gear. Sounds like there's a lot of them out there. Okay, now the fun shit begins.
So I'm not really sure at this part if there was anything else I could have done to make, you know, this level or this stage go faster. And also I was looking for grenades because, you know, there's a certain point in this stage where one of those jumping enemies, I really don't know, I think it's called a tyrant. Is it called a tyrant? I'm hoping it is. I don't want to embarrass myself in calling it something that isn't really what it's called. But anyways, I knew that that enemy was going to come jumping, you know, through the door behind the receptionist desk, so I wanted to be prepared for it. But I couldn't find any hand grenades to make things easier for me, because in the past 5 playthroughs that I did for this game, I always had one extra hand grenade because I knew I was gonna use it, you know, after that first playthrough that I did, that I was gonna use it for this level. But yeah, I wasn't, you know, I didn't really explore the locations that we've been so that I could prepare and, you know, get that one extra hand grenade for this level for Carlos, because the inventory isn't really shared between Carlos and Jill, which kind of sucks considering they're really just using one, you know, store box to store their items with. So yeah, this is the moment where that thing that I call the tyrant will come jumping right out of there, like I've said. And then they gave us all that flashbangs and hand grenades. Which, in retrospect, I should have just used up all of those in this stage, because this is also the last time we'll be controlling Carlos for the entire game. See, I was so happy to have learned, you know, and realized that I could actually do that against those enemies. So yeah, again, I could have used the hand grenade to clear out these enemies, but again, I've been trying to rack up those assault rifle kills for the points that I would need to use to buy other unlockable stuff in the shop at the main menu, which you can unlock after you beat the game once. And all things considered, it, you know, what I did, it worked out, so no complaints really.
Not even close. But at least it's over. I'm coming back.
So yeah, now we're back to controlling Jill. And again, this part, you can actually backtrack to get one of the strongest weapons in the game, which is a magnum gun, but again, I wanted to shave off as much time as I possibly could because, again, this is a speed run. So instead, I just went on ahead and progressed the story by going to where we actually needed to go to rather than, you know, explore the hospital, because there are places in the hospital that are locked and places where only Jill could squeeze through. But yeah, instead I rushed through this part. I think that's the reason why I managed to finish this game as quickly as I could.
Be the way underground.
It's also the reason why I decided to do the speed run on assisted difficulty, is because a majority of those playthroughs I did prior to this one, they were under that difficulty as well, and I felt like I've memorized the placements of the enemies and where those enemies spawn, which made it easier for me to complete the sections, which, you know, could have ended up being much longer if I had attempted to do the speed run on a higher difficulty. Yeah, pouch upgrade. This should be the last one. But since we didn't get the other one by collecting all 3 jewels in downtown Raccoon, we didn't get one of the hip pouches. Also, this area, this has a trophy in it where we had to collect all 3, I think it's 3, all 3 fuses and bring it back, you know, to that spot that exploded, and bring it back there within 5 minutes. And I think following this path, which is the same thing I did in that playthrough where I did manage to unlock the trophy for it, it will net you that trophy if you decided to make use of this video as a guide, you know, on how to do the speed run and, again, get that trophy related to these fuses. I was waiting for the other dog, and then I just decided not to bother and just, you know, leave because it didn't seem to have noticed me. And if I tried to kill it, I might just end up wasting time. So I just booked it.
A dead end. No, wait.
There's also another shotgun upgrade in this area, but again, in order to get it, we either give up that under 5 minutes trophy, or we sort of backtrack afterwards and just eat up a little bit of time, you know, to get that upgrade. And I just chose to just forget about that upgrade. Because, again, I prioritize the speedrun aspect of this playthrough rather than, you know, preparing for the eventual battle against Nemesis.
Here goes.
And that's that. That's how you get the trophy for that less than 5 minutes obtaining the fuse thing.
Shit.
Which I forgot what the actual trophy is called. But yeah, if you do that, if you follow what I did, then you know, you could get that trophy as well if you're playing this game and if you haven't unlocked that trophy yet.
This way. We'll find the vaccine up ahead.
Sure you don't need to stop?
Stop and do what? I got your back.
All right, let's get this done.
So yeah, we're now at the final area of the game. And this one is another one of those shorter, you know, I even think it's the shortest area in the entire game. And this game is really, really short if you know where you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to, you know, get and how you're supposed to get there. And if you don't mind missing out on, you know, a couple of things that, again, you can obtain if you decide to backtrack. At this point, I was also looking for items I could use because I knew that I have 2 fights against Nemesis back to back, so I wanted to find, you know, a lot more ammo for my grenade launcher and for my shotgun. And also because I knew there was this section where I really would need to use the shotgun to kill a couple of these pale zombies, I think they're called.
Override complete.
This must be what powers it. This looks like it might be used in vaccine development.
As I was playing this level, I was also hoping for a little bit of cameo from the cast of, you know, Resident Evil 2, because, again, the timeline between that game and this one, it overlaps near the end. So I was hoping that, you know, there was some kind of cameo or even a hint that they were, you know, within the vicinity or something, but that never happened. And also I went through this side room over here because my brain kept telling me that there was something important inside of it, but then what that quote-unquote important thing was actually one of those bobblehead toys that you have to sort of shoot down and collect, and I've already collected all of them prior to this playthrough, so there really was no need to go inside that room. So yeah, we just ended up wasting a little bit of time there. But yeah, we're almost done.
To begin vaccine synthesis, place the materials in the chamber.
And I could barely call this a puzzle, by the way. That's like the easiest thing to figure out in this entire game. you can really tell that the fight is coming up with how many of those grenade launcher ammo they have scattered right at that final safe room. It's like they're giving you a massive hint on what to do and what to expect. And really, this first stage of the fight, and this particular fight at least, it's actually the easiest. You know, right up there next to the difficulty of the first time we actually had to fight Nemesis in an arena setup. I made a mistake at this point because I thought I switched on over to my grenade launcher, only to find that I just switched back to, you know, the assault rifle. That was another mistake on my part as well. Also at this point, I wasn't particularly, you know, careful about using my health items because the last Nemesis fight, it's not that difficult. And also because you can actually get a health item from one of the crates in that fight. So yeah, there's really no reason to hold back.
Where did you go? I have to get that vaccine back.
Not to mention, I have an extra one I, saved up for this particular occasion. And at this point, I was also pretty confident that we will be able to beat the game in under 2 hours. I wasn't at that point certain though how much time it actually took me to beat, this game. So that part, that really caught me by surprise. That I managed to complete this game a lot quicker than I thought I did.
Did you? How about some more?
Throughout this battle, though, it made me feel like I was fighting an extended sort of boss battle against Mr. X from Resident Evil 2. That final form that he has.
Go ahead. I'm gonna put you right
And I
back
couldn't
where you
help
were.
but feel how similar in design both enemies' final forms were. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm just that hooked up at how awesome an experience playing Resident Evil 2 was compared to what I felt as I was playing through Resident Evil 3.
All power sources activated. Powering
You think I
up.
don't know how to fuck you up?
So yeah, at this point we can safely say that I've completed the game. And this was actually, the point, this final phrase that Jill utters towards Nemesis. What she says here is what I thought would have made much more sense during that one of those initial chase scenes that we have between Jill and Nemesis, and I had hoped that she would have said, you want stars, I'll give you stars, that line during this final battle instead, because that would have, made it much more epic than what we actually got in this final product.
Can't let Nikolai get away with that vaccine.
And since prior to playing this game, I didn't really look at any playthroughs of other people, like I didn't read any walkthroughs, I didn't try to find any guides, I didn't even looked up on the demo stuff that we got or trailers. I actually thought that we'll end up fighting against Nikolai in this final scenario, but instead we get a choice on whether we want to pull the trigger or not, and then, the game is over and cutscenes upon cutscenes, and of course the credits rolling, and then sort of epilogue cutscene, and here we are. 1 hour and 35 minutes, 0 saves and 0 deaths, and I feel positively proud of that, even though it's just unassisted difficulty. And there you guys have it, my speedrun of Resident Evil 3, the remake for the PlayStation 4. I won't be writing a review for this game because, one, it's been out for a pretty long time, and two, I think I've shared what thoughts I have of this game as we're going through that speedrun. I also will be making like a full-blown walkthrough / guide on this. I think we have more than enough qualified people to actually make those videos. I was just, super pumped, and I feel like it's such an achievement to have beaten this game, at least for me, in under 2 hours, netting that 1 hour and 35 minutes playtime just to complete this game. And you know, that's enough for me for this, you know, this game. I won't be making any more content for it unless we get some kind of I don't know, DLC, expanded story or whatever. But yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt to play Resistance because, you know, I feel like Resident Evil 3, you know, focused more on the multiplayer aspect of it rather than the single player experience that we hoped we would get, you know, that much of as we did with Resident Evil 2. But overall, you know, I'm satisfied with the game, but I'm saying that because I didn't actually purchase the game, I borrowed it. But if I had purchased it, if I've actually used my money to buy this game for myself, then I would have been pretty pissed and disappointed with how short it is. But yeah, that's all the time we have for today. I still have one more video for Story of Seasons for those of you guys who are much more interested, you know, in that game, and then I'll showcase one of the farming simulator games that we have on the Xbox and on Epic Store that's currently on early access, which I was lucky enough to get a review copy of, which is Ooblets. I think I mentioned that before, so yeah, that's something to look forward to. But anyways, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, you guys know the drill. Work hard, pray harder, dream on, fly on. Bye bye now. See you all in the next video. Keep safe, everyone. Stay at home. Alright, first off, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. If you like the content of today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up to let me know, and share this video to your friends, your family, and everyone you think would enjoy it. And if you haven't, please click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and become part of the Dreamer Tribe. And if you've already subscribed and you want to get notified whenever new videos come out, then just click on that bell icon and you'll get notifications whenever new videos are posted here on this channel. And that's about it. Again, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, you guys know the drill. Dream on, fly on. Bye bye now.